10 incredible villages you won't believe are real. Here's a surprising fact to kick things off. There are villages around the world so extraordinary, so otherworldly, that they almost seem like they were plucked straight from a fairy tale, or maybe a sci-fi movie. Imagine places where colors defy logic, architecture bends expectations, and traditions have stayed untouched for centuries. These aren't your run-of-the-mill towns. These are villages that challenge everything you think you know about reality. Today, we're diving deep into 10 incredible villages that are so stunning, unique, or bizarre that you might question if they're real. Giethoorn, Netherlands. Welcome to Giethoorn, famously dubbed the Venice of the North, but without a single car to be found. This village is basically a labyrinth of canals where locals and visitors alike get around by boat or footbridges. It's an idyllic setting straight out of a storybook, complete with thatched roof cottages framed by perfectly manicured gardens. But while it looks like a serene postcard, the village's popularity has surged over the past decade, creating real challenges. Tourism has doubled, and some residents worry the peaceful lifestyle is at risk of turning into a tourist trap. Plus, navigating narrow canals packed with boats requires patience. Accidents and congestion happen more often than you'd think. For visitors, remember to respect local customs, stay on designated paths, and consider exploring early mornings to avoid the crowds. Giethoorn's beauty is undeniable, but like any gem, it needs careful handling to preserve its charm. Chefchaouen, Morocco. You think blue looks good on a city? Wait until you see Chefchaouen, a village painted almost entirely in every shade of blue imaginable. Nestled in the Rif Mountains, Chefchaouen's striking azure walls are said to symbolize the sky and heaven, creating a calming, mystical atmosphere that's captivated artists and travelers for centuries. But behind the stunning blues is a village that grapples with modern tourism's double-edged sword. While the vibrant colors attract visitors by the thousands, there are growing concerns about environmental strain and cultural dilution as new businesses cater increasingly to tourists. Wandering the winding, narrow alleyways can sometimes feel like being in a maze, so it's easy to get lost, literally and figuratively. Hallstatt, Austria. Hallstatt is what happens when an alpine village looks like it was dropped directly into a fairy tale, complete with wooden houses clinging to a steep mountainside above a crystal-clear lake. This tiny Austrian village, often called one of the most beautiful in the world, has attracted so many tourists that managing visitor impact has become a serious challenge. The influx threatens the village's delicate ecosystem and overwhelms its quaint streets. Once built for a population of just a few hundred, visitors should expect crowds, especially in summer, and book accommodations well in advance. Despite the popularity, Hallstatt maintains an almost magical atmosphere, with centuries-old salt mines nearby and traditions that have remained intact. Shirakawa-go, Japan. Deep in Japan's mountains lies Shirakawa-go, a village famous for its gazuguri farmhouses, houses with steep thatched roofs designed to withstand heavy winter snow. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a living museum showcasing traditional rural life that has endured for centuries. Winter transforms Shirakawa-go into a scene from a snow globe, with illuminated houses glowing warmly against thick blankets of snow, yet this picturesque image masks ongoing challenges. The village struggles with an aging population as younger residents move to cities, threatening the continuity of its unique cultural heritage. Moreover, heavy tourism in peak seasons risks damaging the fragile wooden structures. Ia, Santorini, Greece. Ia is the iconic picture-perfect village perched on the cliffs of Santorini, famous for its dazzling whitewashed buildings with blue domes and stunning views of the caldera. It's one of the most photographed places on Earth, especially during sunset when the sky ignites with fiery colors reflecting off the Aegean Sea. But beneath its postcard-perfect surface, Ia faces serious sustainability concerns. The island's popularity has surged, putting pressure on water supplies, infrastructure, and the local environment. Tourist crowds swell in summer, sometimes overwhelming narrow streets and hiking trails. If you're planning to visit, booking well in advance is a must, and consider exploring early in the morning or late evening to avoid the crush. By Barry, England. Step into Bibberry, a quintessential English village often hailed as the most beautiful in the Cotswolds. Its iconic Arlington Row cottages, built in the 14th century, look like they belong in a storybook rather than real life. The village's charm lies in its serene river setting, rolling green hills, and timeless stone architecture. Yet, Bibberry isn't immune to the pressures of modern tourism. Increased visitor numbers have brought concerns about parking congestion, damage to historic sites, and the rising cost of living for locals. Despite these issues, Bibberry's peaceful atmosphere endures, making it a perfect spot to escape the hustle of city life. Alberobello, Italy. Alberobello stands out for its unique trulli houses, whitewashed, cone-roofed stone dwellings that look like something from a fantasy world. This UNESCO World Heritage Village in southern Italy is a marvel of ancient architecture and community ingenuity. The trulli were originally built without mortar, allowing for easy dismantling to avoid taxes, a clever trick that shaped the village's distinctive look. Today, Alberobello attracts visitors fascinated by its quirky rooftops and labyrinthine streets. But the influx brings challenges. Rising tourism threatens to commercialize the village's authentic feel, and many truly have been converted into souvenir shops and cafes. To truly appreciate Alberobello, venture beyond the main streets and explore quieter neighborhoods. Manarola, Cinque Terre, Italy. Benarola, one of the 5 villages making up the famed Cinque Terre, is a kaleidoscope of colorful houses clinging dramatically to cliffs overlooking the Ligurian Sea. It's famous for hiking trails, fresh seafood, and sweeping views that look like they belong on a movie set. But the village's popularity has skyrocketed, with over 2 million visitors annually, putting pressure on its fragile environment and infrastructure. Landslides and flooding worsened by climate change pose ongoing risks to the area. Visitors should come prepared for steep walks, narrow paths, and limited parking. Booking accommodations in advance is key since Manarola fills up quickly during tourist season. Colmar, France. Colmar is a fairy tale village in the Alsace region of France, known for its perfectly preserved medieval and Renaissance architecture, half-timbered houses, and charming canals that have earned it the nickname Little Venice. Walking through Colmar's streets feels like wandering through a living museum where every corner reveals a colorful storybook scene. But behind the beauty, the village faces challenges, balancing tourism with local life. Increased visitor numbers bring seasonal congestion and strain on services, prompting local efforts to promote sustainable tourism. If you found yourself dreaming of wandering through canals, climbing steep, snowy rooftops, or getting lost in colorful labyrinths, then these villages belong on your travel bucket list. Hit that like button to show some love, share your favorite village or one you'd love to visit in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more mind-blowing destinations and travel stories. The world is full of incredible places that challenge our imagination, and sometimes they're closer than you think. Thanks for watching.